Welcome back, everybody. Here's your coverage of the Dota 2 Championship League. I am your host, TobiWan, and I am joined
by the Capitalist.
Yes, live from Berlin. That's right.
I'm so happy to be here, man.
So good.
I had like a great first day. I had a great second day.
It's at this point, it's like I don't have to do anything now. Like he's gonna just like cast everything.
Yeah.
Like just like game number 1 when things went wrong. So I just
people keep saying, you know, like,
I'll be
oh, Capitalist, he's just gonna pick up the scraps. You guys don't realize how much Toby likes his free time. Like Toby's just gonna be like, I just.
There is no such thing.
But you finally get it now. You know, you're just gonna overindulge. Just gonna be like, hey, Capitalist, do everything for me.
Our new like news editor, Valister, is like, yo, like, why do you keep sending me information? Like, why you keep making work for me and like telling me things like need to be fixed or do this and like this needs to be done as well. It's like, did you ever sleep and just leave this project alone? I'm like, no.
You guys don't know. Like, Join Dota gets their money's worth out of Toby. They really do.
Great.
I just want to say this on stream, like, Toby, even after hours, like, after he's done streaming and everything, you know what Toby did? He walked me to my street to make sure I got home all right. At, like, 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, it's freezing out, and I'm telling Toby, nah, Toby, it's fine. I can figure out my way from here. He's like, no, man, I just want to make sure you get on your street. He walks me to my apartment. What a gentleman. What a gentleman.
Technically, I didn't take you the whole way. I just took it to your street.
We saw my street. We saw my street. Good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have abandoned you a long time ago. I just would have been like, hey, you'll find your way. If you get lost, there's always homeless shelters. There's homeless shelters right here, right?
I don't know. I've never had to go to a homeless shelter in Berlin.
With that kind of beard, I'm surprised you're not invited in. Oh,
boom! Whoa! Hold the phone! Hold the phone!
It's not that bad looking.
Oh, it's not. I trim it, and it's actually like controlled.
It is. It is. I just like to give you shit, Toby. That's all.
Radiant team ban.
Great.
You guys also don't know how much shit Toby gets from everybody here. Like, Toby's just like a punching bag a lot of the time.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay, to Jan, you are.
What? Yeah, Jan's my housemate, man.
Exactly, so you get it home and at work.
Yeah, and he gets it whenever or anywhere else too.
Oh,
like,
okay.
it's two-way street, man.
Am I painting you as too defenseless here, Toby? I'm sorry. Let's get into the draft, though. Sigma versus Speed Gaming. Round 3. Typical bans coming out, Sigma banning out the Clinks. They're like, that was too tough to deal with. I mean, we might have won that game, but still. And let's be honest, Speed Gaming were on track to win that game. I really felt that that's true. They made such a big comeback with that Roche fight. But before that, Speed Gaming was really, they had their heroes very well spread out. There was a hard time for Sigma to be able to find their necessary farm. They still needed that certain amount of items in order to really start grouping up. Before they grouped up, they needed some items. And it was hard to find because Clinks is in your jungle, taking away your farm, and also ganking a lot of your heroes. There's a hard time for a lot of these heroes to rotate around. So Speed Gaming was on track to win that game. So Sigma bans out the Clinks. Also, we're going to see Elder Titan because of that. Look at that. Sigma picking up Elder Titan and Puck. Speed Gaming grabbing Clockwork and Mirana.
I'm liking Sigma already. Just you have ET. How could you lose with ET? It should not be possible. And thank you to Pylai Dai, who's also going to be taking out the tree. The only hero which I'm missing right now in the ban pool is the Weaver. Being one of my most critical things right now, because if you had the Weaver bugs in with an ET ulti and Weaver like shakuching around the middle of the fights, you're gonna have a large amount of trouble trying to leave fight Anthony. Like, the Dream Call is gonna come down from Puck. You have to remain where you are. Spirit will sit smack bang on top of you and say, what armor? No armor. And then you've got Weavers like, woo, wee, straight through the middle of them all. And it's like, yeah, after that point, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble. I mean, just in general, the aura combo from Elder Titan with a Weaver is really good just because Weaver, the big thing he lacks is trying to get Lincolns fast. He's not a very fast farmer, so he gets Lincolns. Normally, it takes quite a while, unless you're farming up heroes and getting good team fights, it takes a while for you to be able to pick up that next damage item. With that aura, it means you don't necessarily need that big damage item for Weaver to have a large impact on the team fight because everybody's losing out on a lot of armor and Weaver's just able to clean up a lot of heroes because of it. So we'll have to see if that's picked up. It's definitely a hero to keep your eye on. Meanwhile, Speed Gaming, they're going to go for the Lich hero. So that hero has been dropping in priority quite a lot. Many pro players have been like, what's the most overvalued hero in the pool? Everybody says Lich. And I got to agree with them. Still, though, Speed Gaming picking it up as their third pick.
Just pick up a Pugna. That's all you really need. Sorry. Whenever I see a hero like a Lich, I'm like, okay, well, your lanes are already going to suck. So what do? Just push. And push and push. He sacrifices creeps on the lane. Not a problem at all. You take his towers. Because you take away your own fighting force for your own selfish purposes of mana and experience. Even with the rework, Lich obviously became a little bit more viable, but I'm still not seeing. I'm still seeing Speed Gaming with like the perfect team fight. Like it's almost a bit of a contradiction. Like you hit the arrow, you hit your hook shot, then you pop off your cogs, and you push people away. Like your chance of getting like a 2 or 3 man cogging. That's not really the right word, is it?
It works.
A 3 enemy cogs. That could work. You know what I'm talking about, people at home. And then the Lich Ulti on top of that one, the chance is rather minimal, especially with a puck or like even getting in close enough when you're going up against an Elder Titan, because you have to remember too, the Elder Titan spirit, it blocks things. Things like hook shot. It actually blocks the hook shot. So Clockwork getting in close on that jump in, I wish them best of luck. Marana Arrow, I believe that also gets soaked up by the ET spirit.
Yeah, big problem that you're also going to have is Lich, a hero that lacks disables. I mean, you've got a mini stun if somebody's teleporting away, but for the most part, Lich is not reliable. So a hero like Puck really benefits from that. You don't have that hard stun to be able to lock down your Puck. You don't have a setup hero, which I'm sure Speed Gaming is going to grab. But the big thing here is Speed Gaming, what Lich oftentimes does is gives you really good dual lanes. Another option. Really strong dual lanes where you're able to get aggressive. Sigma, they counter that fact by picking up a Venomancer, one of the best supports in the pool, and is also an extremely good dual laner, but just a good laner in general. So they're going to be able to combat that fact, and I don't see Speed Gaming necessarily winning the laning phase like they have before. This is an interesting pickup,
He's
though,
playing
Toby.
Matt Damon. He's playing Matt Damon.
That's the first time I've heard that.
He's Matt Damon. He looks like Matt Damon.
I can see I see it, but I've never heard somebody refer to him as Matt Damon before. But
from Dogma.
Now I'm just gonna the whole entire game I'm just gonna be like,
he's killing
Matt Damon.
He's killing Matt Damon. He's killing Matt Damon.
Oh my!
It's sad, but it's true.
Okay, Sigma picking up the Abaddon, a favorite hero of theirs, and also increases the survivability of a Puck. Helps out Elder Titan as well. Elder Titan's hero who gets close. Up and personal, he's got some long-range harass that he can do, but a lot of times when he has a lot of damage coming in from his his spirit, he wants to get up front, and Abaddon's going to be able to help him out by keeping away some of those disables with the shield, stopping those, and also being able to give him a little bit more survivability. So I like this, and again, dual lanes. If Speed Gaming wants to go for dual lanes, Sigma can combat them. One of the best off-lane supports right there is Abaddon.
I'm still a little bit like, with the Abaddon, I'm fine with him being a great offlane support, but he has got to keep his distance, but not too much of a distance. That was one of those things which we saw in yesterday's matches where we saw the Crystal Maiden hiding in the tree line. It was Puppy just waiting for him to come out. Because he knows the second that shield goes out from Abaddon, or Abaddon. Oh, I'm calling him Abaddon now. Oh,
yes, I've got Toby pronouncing it the right way.
No.
Toby, I had to make the change, all right? I love saying Abaddon, and I still feel it's better to say that.
Abaddon was like so
it feels good, but
it makes you want to wear flares and be from Sweden.
But it's not a dinosaur, Toby.
What?
Abaddon sounds like a dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah,
I think of the musical.
The hard pronunciation of the values with the Don at the end. It's
I
like
think of I think of like, imagine if ABBA met the Dons.
Of course, you would think of it that way. You would, Toby. You would go that way. You'd be like, yeah, I love ABBA. I just love ABBA.
But I also love the Spanish.
The Russians are getting jealous, Toby. Anyway.
I love the Russians as well.
Anyway,
I love everybody.
Anyway, Furion is banned out by Sigma. Gyro is banned out by Speed Gaming. And Lifestealer is picked up by Speed. So, interesting.
It's the support Skywrath mage. You know, we just be Lifestealer as well as Skywrath mage in the bottom lane. Because you know you can still do, like, you got a double slow out of that lane. You got a lot of control, you got a lot of time just to beat down And then you're going to have like the Lich, the Mirana. They can almost go together on the offlane if they want to put the clock in the mid. But more than likely, the Mirana in the mid, clock offlane played by Bone 7, and then the Lich to go with him up towards that top lane. With the Weaver as the last pick up from Sigma, I'm really hoping we end up with the ET up against the Clockwork. And then maybe at one point you can rotate up the Venomancer and Abaddon if ET has any kind of troubles with it. And then you leave the Weaver on the bottom lane. Weaver's already hard enough to kill as it is. Give him a shield, you're set for life.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see. I really feel that Sigma has this in the bag. Just looking at the draft-wise, I don't really see the big strength of Speed Gaming's draft. And the only thing that would change that for me is maybe they were going for some sort of farming Skywrath mage in the midsection where he could beat up on a puck or something like that with a Clockwork support. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he is his support, and I just don't feel it, right? The laning phase for Speed Gaming, it's not going to go well. You've got really good dual lanes or a tri-lane. Either way, Sigma should win their lanes. And finally, we'll see Sigma win lanes. Hopefully, I mean, if any game Sigma's going to win lanes, it's going to be this one, right? Look at it. You've got a Batten with Weaver in the off lane. If necessary, you can go for an aggro try if you really want to bully them and put Elder Titan safe lane. If not, Elder Titan is with a Venomancer. Great. That's a great slow to be able to combo your many auto attacks, your heavy amount of physical damage early on with an Elder Titan. They're going to be able to beat up lanes. And what are you going to respond with that with Speed Gaming? You've got a Lich, right? Brings creep waves back, but when it comes to active team fights, not really that big of a help. Skywrath Mage, good harasser, but when it comes to active team fights, not a big help. Not a big help. You don't have that big disable. I mean, silence is going to help out versus the puck, but you don't have a hard stun to be able to interrupt those sort of engagements. So, and then on top of that, you'd look over at the whole entire mid game. You've got a Weaver, which we already talked about the combo with Elder Titan, but Speed Gaming pick Lifestealer, and we know the win rate of Weaver versus Lifestealer. It's amazingly easy for Weaver to be able to kill Lifestealer.
You're right, man. I was wrong, though. I was wrong.
Uh-oh.
I've been corrected by Victor.
Victor.
Yeah. The Dons are from Italy, not from Spain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, you're Toby. You don't love the Spanish. You don't even know. You just insulted both of them. The Spanish are like, what? That's not our people. You don't know us. You don't know us. The Dons aren't us. And the Italians are like, what the fuck?
Hey, the Italians have a lot to answer for to the Australians. After that fall during the World Cup. That will never be forgotten.
Toby, let's be honest. You don't really care about sports that much. Right? Well, okay, you're talking about constantly. You care about weird sports.
Sorry, yeah, like cricket, tennis,
cricket. Well, hey, I love tennis too, but I'll fully commit
soccer?
that is not like a mainstream
AFL,
go-to sport.
AFL, a real man's football,
Oh wow.
and NRL.
I don't even know what that is, but you do, so you got one up on me.
Yeah, we see. So I forget you come from a country that plays with too much padding.
Sorry, we don't like head trauma, brain trauma. Excuse
You
me.
don't have brain trauma. You just learn how to tackle people. Actually, I believe there's more injuries in NFL than there is in any of the footballs in Australia.
Well, then maybe Australians should be actually putting some effort into their tackles.
No. We actually know how to tackle. We know how to play. Sorry.
Whatever. I don't even care. I don't care about sports.
You don't care? What? You're like Mr. Military. You'd be like,
So I also don't drink a whole lot. You stereotypes, Toby. Stereotypes. Come on. Jeez.
Oh, but
You're putting me in a box, Toby. You're putting me in a box.
No, just so like, how do you stay active then? Like, is it always like, I must go to the gym? No, I must go like 20 different laps of the obstacle course.
Okay, I don't care about mainstream sports. I love. Okay, soccer is not that big in America. So soccer and tennis were my sports in high school. Those were like the secondary sports, right? Soccer was always vastly outnumbered by baseball if it was in the spring, or football if it was in the fall. And then tennis, same thing. If it was the spring or fall, it was outnumbered by baseball or football. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter that there weren't cheerleaders at my games.
So for the guys in the chat that's saying rugby was better than NFL, I was at a school where rugby was the #1 sport. And I kind of hated all the guys that played rugby. They're a bunch of dead drongos.
Rugby looks terrible.
Oh,
I've watched like clips of rugby, and I'm just like, that looks awful. Why would you do that to yourself?
Could you imagine having like?
Of course, I joined the Marines. I don't know what I'm talking about. People look at Marine shit, and they're like, why would you do that to yourself?
I look at rugby in the same way as like you would have like a huge ball of spam, 2 bricks, and it's like push the 2 bricks together and watch the spam fly.
Yeah.
That's the way I always viewed rugby. It's not organized enough for my brain to watch. And it's like, I remember I was watching one of the games one time, and the ball, like, because they wouldn't just go through their full set. It was too wet, so they couldn't run anywhere. So all they were basically doing was, like, they would kick the ball to the quarterback, and then the quarterback would kick the ball to the other quarterback, and then it's like, boom, 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 boom. And it's like watching a game of tennis, but on a football field. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And these poor guys who were just trying to run the defense and the offense lines are running backward and forward. And it's like, go, guys, hold the ball for one time, and then we'll make a decision before we keep on running our asses off. Great, fantastic, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
This has been Sports Talk with Join Dota.
Yeah.
We suck at it.
No, we freaking rock at it. No, it's the sports that suck now. Like the Australian cricket team is nothing anymore. Bring me back the days of Michael Bevan, Ricky Ponting, the War Brothers.
Those days, man.
Shane Warne before he found a mobile phone.
I was always big fans of the War Brothers.
You have no idea who the War Brothers are.
No clue at all.
You couldn't have could you name both the War Brothers?
I couldn't name you a single cricket team. Are there cricket teams? Do they have mascots? What do they do? I don't even know. The only thing I know about cricket was that there was some movie about the Indian cricket team versus the oppressive English cricket team, and it was like supposed to be this match that kind of was all about colonialism, and these English guys are looking down on the Indian cricket team. That's the only cricket I know, was watching that, and that was like 20 years ago that I watched that movie. If anybody can name that movie, by the way, I remember it was really good. Yeah, give game indeed. I don't know what this pause is about, but at least we're semi-okay at BSing our way through time.
Yeah. We have good times. Looks like Aui's found his way too. Let's discuss the blogs.
right now they're taking this pause opportunity to get into the mind of Bucky Matt and just going to the blogs and seeing what he hates.
I'm pretty sure Matt puts his mind out there for the world to see.
Well, he puts, yeah. It doesn't matter if it's Dota strategy or Well played. Well played. If you guys didn't see it, because maybe the screen's too small, you're looking away. Fada said, "I like your manager, Aoi." AUI responded with a frowny face.
Oh, Fada. Oh, shots be a firing.
Nothing's better than a really long pause where the teams are actively doing all chat, so you have something to laugh about.
Let's focus on the game now. All right, so down towards the bottom lane, we'll have Soshka taking up the role as the Elder Titan. So he takes that #1 role normally. They smoke up early. Sigma want to try and fight early on. They'll have Fader over as the Park Mad, as the Venoman. So Miguel will be the Weaver, normal off-lane player, and then pass as the Abaddon, and that'll roll through the entire Sigma lineup. Eternal Envy is hiding in the trees, also just cutting himself a new railroad to China. Around that bottom tier 1 tower, so got a little extra space to move. Pylai Dai is going to scout out Soshka. He'll be the Skywrath Mage on this bottom lane. So lanes as TobiWan predicted. Whoop, whoop. In towards the middle lane, we will be having a dual lane, and it will in fact be Aoi taking 1 creep to start with, and then he'll rotate towards the top lane. Unless he sees a full aggressive trial on bottom, and even then he doesn't need to. It'll be Aoi as the Lich, it'll be Sing Sing as the Marana, and that leaves Bone 7 as the off-lane Clockwork. And it will be a one-on-one on the top lane. So it will be Soshka going up against Clockwork, and then the aggressive trial lane down south. And Miguel, he'll put a leg in front of the creep wave to block it up.
You know, this smoke may have had an unintended effect. Speed Gaming may not know this is an aggressive try. I think they should. But if anything, if you're going up against a really tough, aggressive try like this, I think you would want to have Lich deny the creep at bottom.
I wouldn't be sure about that. Like, Lich can get the upper hand in other lanes. Like, he's now actually here in the mid lane going to try and zone out the puck. They don't need to bring in extra help. Like, they're going to see it because Pylai is walking around at an invis rune. So he's already looking at 2 of them. You're checking the tree line, and now he does see Bucking Mad. So the pings come out and they say, okay, it's aggressive try lane down here. But they don't need all 3. Because you got to remember that Sigma's splitting their experience 3-way, while Envy and Skywrath, they need to find earlier levels.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially that support. Pylai better be very, very careful.
Bone 7! The creeps are turning on him! The creeps are turning on him! That was the worst possible time as well, because the Spirit just got dragged back in again. So ET was doing the bonus damage as well. So Bone 7 just lost about, well, a little bit over half of his life points for a very unusual cogging.
You can't get away from that word, can you, Toby? You started it, now you can't get away from it.
A cogging?
Good cogging.
That's a good cogging.
Give him a good cogging.
Yes.
That sounds dirty.
Well,
all right. So
it was better than what the chat was turning it into.
Again, Sigma should be able to win most of their lanes. Puck is going to have a hard time because of Lich giving him a start. But you're laughing at the stat? What are you?
Yeah, it's a good cogging man. Miguel. Oh wow. That's a lot of burst damage to come out. Like, just these shots that keep getting flown out. Like, it's the arcane bolts that are coming out from Pylai. Then they've got the frost blast coming out from Lich. And Envy is just like, well, sweet, I also get some extra experience because no one's staying in close. And Sigma's giving this up. They've rotated the lane out. Mad's coming up towards the top lane to try and zone out the clockwork. It's already up at 3.5 levels. As we have ourselves another pause for Envy to go warm his hands.
Yeah, a big part of this is they didn't actively stop the pull. Like, they put the wards in order to see the pull but not block it. If you're going to do that, you need to be actively stopping the support when he goes for that pull, and that gives this lane such a huge advantage, right? If they're able to get a successful pull off, denying a lot of experience, and also being able to get some extra on your supports is really, really big. So unless they're actively stopping that, then they can't do a tri lane. They really can't.
First blood in middle lane.
Well done.
Looks like
top, though. Yeah.
Are they going to have another bit of fun? Bone 7.
Oh, smart.
They don't have a stun. And they don't have enough damage to kill him off in time either.
You know, it's funny, if Matt had waited until Spirit was up, I'm pretty sure they would have actually killed Clockwork, because the Spirit plus the extra damage.
Really gonna be careful. Oh, shields. You actually think you're going to get a kill on the bottom lane? Or there's going to be some large amount of damage being flown out? And then Pass is just like, shield.
At the very least, I mean, Pylai, he's expended his whole entire mana pool, but look how low Miguel is. He's run out of regen. He has 1 tango left. And that's with an Abaddon being able to protect him from a little bit of this damage. It's just, this is one thing that Skywrath Mage, when it comes to active fights, when it comes to active ganks and that sort of thing, Skywrath Mage does not provide that big of an impact compared to other supports. But when it comes to harassment, he's almost unparalleled in that regards. Like, he's almost like a Venomancer when it comes to that harassment, because he could throw it from such a long range and he does so much damage. If he expands his whole mana pool, someone get a stat on this. If he spends his whole entire mana pool with just level 1 arcane bolts, I'm really interested to see how much damage that does in total. Because it's an amazing amount. That's all I know.
Well, if you take into account like the regeneration, but then you also got like int damage multipliers, that'll be a difficult math to work out. Miguel's going to be really careful being that low. But at the same time, Bone 7, he's got a Spirit on top of him, and Mad's already slowed him down. The Gale's going to be there, and he just cogs defensively just in cases. But at this point, Sigma's just happy to have Bone 7 leave the lane. But I think they'd be really happy when he picks up that, just uses the salve, waits around for the 4-minute rune too. So if he has himself even a slightly decent rune, he'll come in and kill Fader.
Yeah. With Speed Gaming made the really right moves. Now, Sigma still have the stronger lanes, I believe, but they kind of mitigated that factor, right? The Lich kind of helping to shut down Puck in the very beginning, probably putting Sing Sing in a good position to pick up that first blood. That was really smart, also helped out bottom, but still, I feel Sigma has better lanes. They've got Puck versus Mirana mid. That's decent. That's probably a draw. You're probably going to get ganks, but you can't really talk about that too much. Either side could get ganks. Top. Clockwork is forced out of, right? Elder Titan plus Venomancer. And then bottom, the Abaddon Weaver is pretty decent at being able to...
Fade's in trouble. Silenced, and look for the battery assault to come in as well. The arrow flies astray there from Sing Sing, with the orb is only a short range. Bone 7, get out of the cogs. Someone take the aggro. Someone take the aggro. No one took the aggro. Bone 7.
Oh, man. That's just one of those situations. They were trying to. They were really trying to, but unfortunately, the tower just counted Bone 7 and still being closer on that last hit to the tower. So, unfortunate.
There's a 1-1 trade. The mid solo going down for your Clockwork is fine. Like, as far as the trade-off goes, Speed Gaming will still be happy with that because it means the Fader is being slowed down more. It's going to take longer before he can buy up into his bigger items. And the bigger one, obviously, being the Blink Dagger, but also making sure he's got the Tread so he's able to fight once he blinks in as well, not just blink him, drop a Rift, and then go, whoop, maybe I need a lifesteal combination. Whoops, not on my team.
Sometimes they don't make clarifications on what I say, but I want to clarify. He has to be able to attack an ally in order to get, because the tower will track as long as you're in range. It'll keep tacking on that hero. So Bone 7 really needed to be able to attack an ally there if he was going to take it off.
Yep.
Oh, nice. He got it for me. Skywrath has 351 mana, 5 Arcane Bolts, and 27 Int. That should do 516 magic damage if he expends his whole mana pool. And that's just talking about level 1. That's all I wanted was just level 1. That's amazing. Obviously, that's even more once you factor in he's going to probably pick up level 2. You get a little bit more intelligence. You got some regen in there as well. But in general, that's just great basic stat. 516 damage from him expending his whole mana pool at level 1.
Nahaz, our master of Fader.
Oh God, Fader's just getting beat up, man. He just cannot stop this.
And he can't destroy the orbs because this haste rune from Clockwork, like, he doesn't have himself another orb yet. He'll get a silence off, but Bone 7's got physical damage enough with one more rocket with the bottle charges. Oh, there's the heal as well coming in from Pass. They can't kill him though. Like, you bring in the support to try and save you mid-solo. Soshka even TP'd in for this one, but it was just a Clockwork with a haste ring.
Oh, bottom. Look at Bowie. They're going to pick up AUI. They're going to get Miguel on him. Nice! Teleport from Mad. They're both teleports. Nice! Beautiful play by both supports. I don't know if Lich, like AUI, was like, oh yeah, I can teleport once he saw that TP from Mad. But props to both those supports. Really smart play by both of them.
That's just when you know just how far you can go with this custom. Like, where's your stuns going to come from either of these teams anyway? Skywrath Mage, Lich, not unless he's got ulti, and he's not going to want to use that one. And then you get like Clockwork, Mirana, they're the two who do have the stuns coming out from Speed. And then Sigma, you look through their lineup, and we've got Stomp, which is a bloody obvious stun when it's going to come your way. You then got Puck ulti. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Like, this is going to be a very interesting team fight because positioning is going to be so critical. As Bone 7 now just DC's out for a moment. But the positioning during the team fight, just with a lack of stuns, it all turns into this survivability. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if mech becomes one of the most important items to get in this early stage of the game. So you're just able to survive through these fights and just keep hitting hard.
Well, we're going to have another small pause while we wait for Bone 7. Apparently, I forgot what they said. They said something about he's somewhere different than where he normally streams. So, we're going to have slight issues there. But let's talk about this game, the progression that's going on right now. In the Speed Gaming, even though I said Sigma should have better lanes, I still felt they did. Somehow, Speed Gaming, they're up by 2,300 experience and about the same in gold. That's a big golden experience lead. 7.5 minutes in when I feel you don't have stronger lanes. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but nice arrow.
Connects on Fader. Sing Sing jumps in. The Starfall Fader. Oh, we got enough life points from Path. The attack, the shield will block it. 5 HP he goes down to. Mirana will trigger out the oldie, but there's a Sentry Ward in mid, so even if they're thinking about reinitiating here, it's not going to work. But where's like, he's already managed to, like, he got healed up again. I was thinking maybe you could look for the rocket from the Clockwork, but it's only a level 1 at that. Can you
I was wondering. I was about to say, I was like, that pause was a great setup for an arrow, but...
Clockwork's going to launch it anyway, and he goes on bucking Mad. The arrow from Mirana will fly up the hill and not miss on this hit. And on bottom lane, Soshka trying to run from Eternal Envy. Envy's still got Infest damage if he wants to try and survive in this. And Soshka's already taken some decent early points of damage, and he's coming back in again. Envy, Infest, pop it back out again. Minimal damage, but he's back to full life.
Yeah, he's been having to deal with this constant harassment. I mean, he can't quite fight up against the Elder Titan. He's got decent armor, he's got good health, and he just really outdamages Eternal Envy with his aura and then the extra spirit damage. He just has been harassing Eternal Envy so much.
Dream Core's going to trap Sing Sing. He's going to take the stun, however. Remember, he's got the high movement speed, and the Gale wasn't long enough to connect with the Mirana. So there's no bonus slow to help Fader chase him down and do the damage. So there's a rotation out from the mid, which wasn't so successful.
Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate. They put Weaver top now. They've been trying to get him farmed up. This bottom lane really did not go very well at all for them. And so now they need to make sure Mikkel cannot be shut down in lane so hard. He's kind of like an OD, similar to OD in the regards that he doesn't have this amazing farming ability, so being able to do well in your lane is really, really critical.
Mid lane again. Fader, silenced up, slowed up. We'll have to go for a point-blank range. Arrow right now as there's no ulti from Pylite. Dive, the damage from Fader. He phase shifts out a lot of it. The courier also just watching on the sidelines, going slightly voyeurish over the puck. But unable to get the kill. But we're seeing the combinations. If Pylite had ulti, then toast. Absolutely toast.
Look at Envy again. Like, he's 15 seconds from being able to have Infest up. But he's just been harassed down to 400 health.
I'm wondering, too, what he's going to build into. Like, he's going to brace it there. It's possibly just go straight into the drums, while I'm also watching top lane rather closely. Bone7's repositioning.
Oh, no.
He hookshot it after Weaver went into
This
Shikuchi.
may mean AUI.
Frost,
Oh, Miguel's
Dust.
not even going to go for it.
Bone7 can't lock him in the cogs. He can't get close enough. At the same time, look who's coming down. Sing Sing waits the arrow, and he connects, which means now battery assault, and they don't even wait. Like, there's no point putting down the cogs when... Actually, there's not even a time lapse. It's a level 5 Weaver.
Yeah. That's exactly
Hang on,
why
we're
they had him
10.5
rotate
minutes
over.
in, and we only have a level 5 Weaver.
I know.
Bottom
Lane
other
was
letters.
really bad for them, combined with the fact that Lich was also denying creeps. It's
He's
harsh
15
combo.
for 1. 15 for 1 on a Weaver.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Sigma really should have done dual lanes from the very beginning. Because the aggressive tri-lane mixed with the fact that Lich is taking away creeps, you don't have a good initiator, a really good, like Abaddon is not a great hero to be able to force some fights. So Venomancer hits so slow, you don't have a follow-up nuke. You don't have something that forces an advantage when Lich is taking away creeps and letting you being able to dive tier 1 towers. So I think that was their biggest problem, is they just sapped so much of their experience. If they'd committed to dual lanes in the very beginning, Clockwork wouldn't have sat at top at all. Right? Venomancer's so good at harassing offlaners, and the dual lane would have been able to pick up a lot more experience.
Bottom lane's going to be really careful. That's a Skywrath mage coming in with an ultimate. If they get caught in an area, Envy, he doesn't have Infest, but it doesn't really matter because there's your ulti. Lich ulti will go down and bounce around, but to absolutely nothing of any interest. Soshka, he's going to go down to open wounds will hold him in position, and he's got nothing to really respond with. Like, this is a level 8 Elder Titan with a 0-4-4-0 build up, and Clockwork, another one. This time it's over to pass. Shield won't protect him from this, and Sing Sing with a DD rune during this fight as well. It's almost like free gold on the bottom lane going the way of Speed Gaming.
Yeah, Speed Gaming is just so far ahead right now. And Sigma doesn't really have a good plan. Like, a big strength was their lanes, and without that, they don't have a really good way to be able to come back into this game. Speed Gaming is really set for mid-game, I feel. You've got Skywrath Mage, goes in a late game really, really well, mid-game especially, before heroes have BKB. He's especially powerful. Mirana and Lifestealer are both going to be able to get their mid-game items. They've been able to farm up decently well. Mirana's obviously really far ahead because he's been able to pick up so many kills, and Lifestealer has the top CS on the board. So, even though he was harassed by Weaver a lot, it didn't seem to matter.
Trouble for him on the top lane. He's going to use up his one charges, but there's just not enough life points to survive all of that. While on the bottom lane, it seems like Envy has hitched a ride inside the range creep. Unfortunately, these Plague Wards are killing off the other range creep a little bit too fast, so Envy will jump out. He's got a Rage Break off cooldown again and still got 15 one charges. If he turned, then he possibly even could have picked off Bucking Mad. While the middle tower gets killed off by Sing Sing, the bottom tower will have to be defended by this Lifestealer. And he's got more support coming in. That's Bone7 coming in, hook shots up, and he got
beautiful.
2! And then the battery assault. He's going to hold him there. Mad, he doesn't want to walk himself out of that one. The shield, he got double bumped down, and then over towards Pass. He's in the tree line, and then the concussive shot follows him down. Rocket on cooldown, doesn't matter. The Skywrath Mage destroys the Abaddon on the way out of the bottom lane. And this will now be the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, because Sing Sing's already rotating, looking for the extra kill. He won't find it, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Actually, maybe they don't have enough power to push this bottom lane yet. Envy? Helm? Yep. Helm of Iron will.
Yeah, this is good. More strength. It means the Weaver is going to be really ineffective. He doesn't have any damage whatsoever. He's not going to for a really long time. You combine that with the fact that Armlet and Drums is already going to be up on Lifestealer by that point. He's going to be this big tanky beast that just never seems to die. They don't have a really good way of controlling him either.
It was a really great attempt at the combination, but he missed on both of them. And now Skyrise Waves drops the ulti. That really hurts on both Fader as well as Mad. But what he tried to do was, it was a gale through the tree line this direction, and then try to block him with this ward. And it would have been a perfect trap on the Lifestealer, because he wasn't raged up before that point. But with the phase boost, he just moved a little bit faster.
Really unfortunate. They're able to see the teleport in from Bone 7, but they don't see the Moonlight Shadow.
I think they did. They would have caught a glimpse of it when the creep wave came in range to the tier 1 tower.
Oh, yeah,
And Sigma's backing up.
Well, at the very least, denied tower. No! Envy! Oh, he misjudged that. I think he didn't expect the siege creep.
Remove the camera of observing and attach the camera of shame. We watch Eternal Envy.
Womp, womp, womp. Blink Dagger is going to be up on Fada at least. That's a big pickup, right? I mean, they still don't have the damage. They don't have the direct damage. With Venomancer and Abaddon, you don't really have those big nukes. So Puck, they're not able to shut down the Lifestealer, is the big thing about this armlet. They're not going to be able to get in the jump in with Puck, throw down his nukes, get the silence off, and yes, Lifestealer can't rage, but where's the follow-up from there? You don't have that direct damage. He's still going to be able to rage up and infest by the time, most of the time, before they're actually able to finish him off. So this is a really big issue. Lifestealer is going to be able to aggressively farm. The rest pretty much have their big items. I mean, Clockwork already has a Blade Mail. Perfect.
He's looking really good, man. He's looking really, like, all of Speed Gaming are looking really good. The only downside is the fact their advantage is still increasing. Like, it's starting to level up a little bit from Sigma. So Golden Experience starts to level up as Eternal Envy, best ward Mad's ever planted in his life. Catches out Eternal Envy. He just wants to run with these phase boosts right around the back. But this is one of those reasons, too, why I always recommend, if people come up to me at, like, LAN events, like, I just started playing Dota 2, what hero should I play? That moment right there, Venomancer, you should never die. He's the best hero for new people to play. Throw a ward up on a high ground before you go up there. You should never get caught out of position with a Venomancer. Or it's very difficult to get caught out of position with a Venomancer.
Hand of Minus is picked up by Miguel.
Arrow,
so another situation.
He moved. If he didn't Shikuchi and just walk down like the way he did, yeah, life would have been a lot harder.
This is another situation where this is, I think this is a good pickup this time. This pickup by Miguel, this is a good Hand of Minus, right? Speed Gaming doesn't have a really good push lineup. They're controlling the game really well. You need some sort of recovery item on Weaver. This is it.
Man, Bone 7 is really wanting a kill right now. There's the line being drawn. Eternal Envy says you will travel this direction to this point, and then X marks the kill. A little bit further down now. All right, so they already called the fact that it's a perfect line. Come down here, find the Elder Titan.
He's got Force Staff,
hook shot in. You're right, he does have Force Staff, but now he'll use it. But at the same time, you notice he didn't use the cogs this time around. So he didn't trap Eternal Envy in Bone 7. He just waited it out. Throws a rocket in towards the mid while the structures get fortified, and now Sigma, they've got the only choice is to run down south. They can't run back to their side of the river because they've got the entire Speed Gaming coming over the hill, looking for a kill on them. The Blade Mail came off, but no damage being taken, so Blade Mail ineffective.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. Speed is doing a really good job of shutting down Sigma from being able to pick up farm.
Fader, love the play.
Oh wow,
But
and the leap too.
Yeah, evades the silence that was coming out from Fader. But a very quick phase shift after the arrow was almost perfectly timed.
That's an undeniable tower, too.
On the top.
He needs to do it soon, though, because you see Speed Gaming is rotating hard and fast over to that area.
If he hangs around here, he didn't jaunt.
Oh, God.
That hook shot's coming off cooldown in 11 seconds' time. And Fader, does he try and go for the denial? Rockets, extra TPs on the way. Bones can just put up the defensive cogs. And yeah, there's the TP cancel. That was LOA on the way in. So Bone 7 will take the hit on the tower. Fader will, in fact, orb in deeper into the tree line, then blink himself down. A lot of safety first coming out from Sigma.
Look at Miguel. He's been forced to. He's pushing out this bottom lane. He's going into the jungle. This is smart because he also is going to use his Hand of Minus at the same time. But He's just forced to split push as much as possible. Sigma's trying to buy time, but even at the same time, it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to take this that late. Because they're really far behind, they need a lot of time to recover, but at the same time, Lifestealer and Mirana, Skywrath Mage is also a decent late game support. Those 3 heroes, I feel, are going to be able to outcarry Weaver, especially if a Weaver is behind in gold. Like Elder Titan and Puck, both are not. They both are going to drop off in the late game.
And Perseverance is flying down right now over towards Miguel. And it's just taking too long. It's really, really taking too long for him. And with a 10-2 on the board and the golden experience graph is not getting any better for Sigma here. They've got to try and make a big move as well. Because this is just starting to... They're losing control. They're losing control of every single lane. Every single support hero is getting farm as well over on Speed Gaming. And if it's not farm, it's levels. Skywrath Mage is level 9, and he's still got more experience than 3 of the players over on Sigma. You got 7-7 on the supports, and then you got 9 on the Elder Titan. Like even our Lich for Speed Gaming has 11 levels. He's the same level as all of his carries, as well as all the carries of Sigma. Blink down the bottom lane. Oh, he went in deep. If they chase this one down, Phase Boots, Envy, you've got him. Open Wound is now going to be triggered. Trying to cash out Fade. He's got Phase Shift off cooldown again. And if he waited a little bit longer, he would have to straight up blink deck. He wants to get back into this fight. Literally not going to fly up straight towards Miguel. And it kills him on the first hit. And they're not going to split. Perhaps we'll get a little bit more life back from that last hit. But that initial hit onto the Weaver. And now Venomancer dies in the middle lane. Looks like clockwork. Even having to use hookshot to get that kill. And Envy's chasing down Fader again. He can't blink. He keeps on getting hit. And then the Infest damage will kill off the Puck. And a concussive shot is also going to slow down Pass again. Remember, his ult is on cooldown. But at the same time, there's tier 1s and tier 2 towers which they're diving past there. So tier 1 tower now removed. But 3 heroes from Sigma on the sidelines.
Yeah, this is, I mean, even when it was static, Speed Gaming was gaining a gold and experience lead. Very, very minimal amount. And now when we're actively looking at team fight, Speed Gaming is jumping way far ahead. They're going to be able to take a tier 2, maybe. Actually,
really?
Too many teleports.
Really?
Oh, Envy.
Mode 7
Jesus.
overshot it. And because they've already used the 4-staff, Sochka used his 4-staff to try and save Mad. He'll throw out the ET ulti, but the Blade Mail's still there. They were just basically hitting themselves into death. Weaver will now jump in as well as the Puck. The Puck had to buy back for this fight. Arrows will fly, but not able to connect on anybody. And the rest of Speed Gaming has bailed out of this fight. But that hook shot, not exactly right, but the 4-staff also made the opening to keep on following through. And this bottom tower is now denied. Fader will take it out, but this is more trouble for Sigma than what it's worth. They're losing control around the Rosh pit.
Yeah, this is Speed Gaming. They're really going to focus on the mid game here. You look at it, you're going to a race car build on Lifestealer. He's going to pick up his SNY. Once they finish that up, they're probably going to just group up and heavily push. If they're taking tier 2s, maybe push to tier 3s, but also take Roshan, just taking control of the map and forcing Sigma back as much as possible. They're going to have to deal with the split push of Weaver, but it's not as a big of a deal as something like
wow. Oh, wow.
Amazing.
5-second arrow onto Fader, who was just up the hill. Sing with the DD room, but Owie threw the ulti out, plus the Frost Blast. They were not waiting for him to come out of that. The 5-second coma, dead at the end of it all. Wiggle your big toe.
What do you do? What do you do if you're Sigma right now? I mean, they're going to try and just get Weaver to that Lincoln's, but look, it's 23 minutes in. He's not even close. And it's not like Link is oh, thank God we have Lincolns on Weaver. Now we're ready to fight.
Yeah.
No, that's thank God we have Lincolns. Now Weaver can push more aggressively. Maybe he'll be in a team fight and he'll be useful, but you still need that second item to really be a factor. That's the game changer on Weaver.
Even Puck's in the same boat. Like, Puck is level 11. He's got a Blink Dagger. If he jumps him, then there's nothing else. Yeah. There's no Disable. We're not looking at Eulsept. I'm looking at Dagon. We're looking at a Hookshot up to Sochka, who's still only got 4-staff. And is about to lose a large portion of this 1,400 gold. Down to now just below 1,200. This is a point where you ask what Sigma can do, and I'm going to be the negative person in this cast here, Cap. I'm going to say you just call it. Because they're really in a position where they can't really take fights even a counter initiation, like you get a perfect shield after the arrow comes. Okay, that's good. But then you've then got the problem of Lifestealer running in. You get open wounds. You got Skywrath Mage who's going to be silencing up and concussive shotting from range. You're going to have Miranu then like leaping in and giving even more speed. You just can't find kills, and the initiation would have to be like 5v1 to make sure you get a full trade going your way. It's a really, really rough ask for Sigma. If they pull it off, then give these guys a medal. But if they don't pull it off, I would not be surprised. I don't like being the negative person, Cap.
I know you don't, Toby. But sometimes we all have to embrace reality. No, but Sigma, I mean, there's obviously a reason they're holding on to this game. They've got some really good Wombo combo in Elder Titan and Venomancer. Weaver is always a strong late game hero. The problem has always been getting enough farm. A lot of times Weaver, while he's a great mid-game hero, he'll fall behind in late game a lot of times to a lot of other heroes.
I don't think he realizes just how quickly he's got to get this farm as well. That Orchid, yeah, that right there. Like with Orchid now up, he is nowhere near the League of Sphere, and he just got hit again. Sing Sing.
My God.
How does he? Does he like attach magnets to players before they even start?
Apparently that's what he does.
Oh wait, that's obviously what ET's wielding. See, I was being told before it was like a briefcase. Pyrian Flax was saying it was a briefcase. No. I said it was a bottle opener.
No.
Because it looks like a bottle opener. And really, it's a giant magnet that's been basically rubbed up against every player over on Sigma.
You're all wrong. It's none of those. It's a staple gun or a nail gun. Either one.
Really?
Either way, all of you are wrong.
I don't see a cartridge.
If your answer is anything other than that.
I don't see a cartridge slot.
Okay. Okay, Toby.
It's getting technical.
Well, I'm pretty sure briefcases don't have holes in the middle of them.
Depends on the stylish briefcase.
Pretty sure magnets don't have these glowing teal runes on them. You want to get technical on me?
Let's not get technical again. Clockwork.
Oh, God. Pwn 7.
He was waiting. He's been waiting for this for a very long time, and he had the Abaddon option, but this time he finds the puck. He was looking towards the ET in mid. He was looking towards the Abaddon on bottom, and then it's like, puck, yes, go time. Quick Orchid, and you can't phase shift. And Skywrath Mage threw the ulti down. That's not really going to work with someone who actually doesn't have a 4 staff. How the hell did he get away from that?
I guess he just...
Did concussive shot not hit first?
I don't know.
Right, that will probably explain it if that happened. The tier 2 tower's now under siege by Speed Gaming. They're attacking the mid tower. Venomancer War's making it a little bit more difficult. But Sing Sing's taking out the top tower, and Envy's going to come and help him out. Damn, they moved up there quickly too. Mr. Race Car. Mr. 390 movement speed without triggering phase boots.
Pwn 7 is so well to shut down so many of these heroes. I mean, Blade Mail is a good choice. Like, Blade Mail is a good item for Clockwork to go up against a Puck because you're able to jump on Puck and force him to damage himself because in order to get out of Cogs, he has to throw a Illusory Orb. He hits the Blade Mail.
Oh, looky! He's got
oh my God.
Into Miguel with the Orchid. He's going to pop from the Orchid.
Wow.
That is, I was wondering if that would be capable, if he'd be capable of doing that. But with the Observer Ward, it made it so easy. And there it is.
Pwn 7, how are you so good?
They admit the defeat, and it's rightly so. This game was over about 5, maybe 10 minutes ago.
God, there's so much talent on this team.
Yeah. That was a beautiful game from Speed right there. And that brings them to 2-1. They're 1 game away from maybe getting some revenge. Can we say revenge? When they go up against Alliance. We've still been waiting for a big grand final with Speed Gaming going up against Alliance, and this may be it. But they need to take 1 more game to get themselves there, so stay tuned, people. Short break, and we'll be back here with possibly the deciding matchup between Speed Gaming and Sigma to see who will go into the grand final to have them face off for the $25,000 first place prize. And that is what's up for grabs right now, so stay tuned. We'll be back.